Hello, my name is M. Jason Graham, and this is Writing. Writing is brought to you by mjgstorycreation.com. Go to mjgstorycreation.com for helpful hints and forms. Get started on turning your idea into an epic story today. So we are discussing now Act 2 in the story The Consort as an example of our adventure arc. And Act 2 is all about opportunity. So we want to take a look at everything that we've shown about the character in Act 1, and we want to see them apply it in a different space in Act 2. So, of course, we're going to start with our third bookend. And remember that I'm using snapshots for the bookends. So here, when we do the transition, we're going to show a private car pulling up in front of a modest royal palace. So it looks like an IG snapshot at the moment. And so we're actually, Javon actually is a part of revealing his stumbling block. He's going to be at the home where he meets Prince James, who is the young man that he is tutoring, and then James's mother, the wife of the king, Maruka, and their younger child. I haven't made up my mind if it's going to be a boy or girl yet, but it's going to be a child that's quite a bit younger than James, who is 15. So we're actually going to show the stumbling block there because this is not going to be a palace that is similar to what we've seen in previous palaces. This is not Wakanda. There is not an overflow or wealth of riches. And we'll go through that as part of the conversation between the characters. But the description is that this is a family king, not an area king. And that's because they don't have very, very much land or very much money in that particular case. So we have our stumbling block here. We also have our pivotal foil, who is James, because that is the child that is being tutored in sign language. And then for our second community, we actually meet the royal court. And so we get a chance to meet the royal court, and Io is introduced as the king, which of course Javon did not know upon getting here. And it's also at this point that the antagonist is revealed. And these can be done in any order. Like you could put the pivotal foil, introduce the pivotal foil in the first, stumbling block in the last one. Like you can switch these out, but just so it happens that something is revealed with every community. That's what's important. And so now, Javon sees Io as the king and is introduced to the court and is introduced to the antagonist, who is the queen mother, J.I.E. J.A.E. J.A.E. Yeah, that's it. J.A.E. So, and he finds out that she's actually responsible for him being brought on as the American Sign Language instructor and consort to Io, which he finds out all of that information as far as being the consort at that time. So, the final community that he is introduced to is the third community, and that's actually the tunnels. And Inotu is the one who introduces Javon to the tunnels. The tunnels is a gay drag community, or a drag community that has mostly gay men in it. And so this is an opportunity for Javon to feel a little bit more in his atmosphere, more so than any other place that he's at. And so during the course of it, he manages his stumbling block and finds out that Prince James, even though he's been resistant to Javon's tutoring, Prince James really wants to impress a deaf princess from one of the upper houses. And so Dravon suggests that James learn the sign language in order to do a performance in sign language for his 16th birthday, which she will be at. So at this point, in managing the stumbling block and gathering the resources, Dravon discusses the plan with Maruka, who provides him vital information about how the royal houses work. Dravon works with Inotu in order to plan the celebration and get the Tunnel Boys involved in order to create a grander occasion to put together this performance. And then Io is involved, the Royal Council, because there's going to be some additional expenses for this celebration. Conjunction. So during the conjunction, which happens at the 16th birthday celebration, it's hyped as a must-attend event of the year. All the kids from the royal houses are there. The sons and daughters of dignitaries, and the dignitaries show up as well. The Tunnel Boys are featured throughout the night in their daring drag, causing more than a few dignitaries in attendance to look at the royal family with a side eye. Jaia is the name. Jaia attempts to put a stop to the evening, but she is interrupted by Prince James as he performs Tevin Campbell's Can We Talk in sign language with full choreography and a full production. The performance is a hit, and at the end of the night, James is able to dance with the deaf princess. So this is a victory for Dravon because it's his individualism that allows him to be able to bring everybody together to pull off this event. So, the unexpected discovery is that, remember, the adventure is not over yet, and that's when the real reason Dravon is brought on is revealed to him. They want him to create a presentation for the pitch for a tourist attraction because they're trying to get funding from the state government in order to create a tourist attraction there on their land. And then as a part of the fourth bookend, what we get is an IG group performance photo. This has been Act 2, Opportunity. My name is M. Jason Graham, and this is Writing. This is Writing is brought to you by mjgstorycreation.com. Go to mjgstorycreation.com and get started on turning your idea into an epic story today. I'll see you next time.